Hi, bookish people. Happy New Year. Welcome to the first episode of the Meet Your Author podcast, where we celebrate African authors and have bookish conversations. I'm your host, Rachel Chiza. Today's podcast will focus on my top reads from 2023 and my 2024 reading goals. So last year, I read quite a number of great, fun, humorous, memorable reads. And also, I read books from countries I'd never read from. I read books from Syria, Vietnam, Central African Republic, and Congo Brazzaville. So here are the top five. I don't know if they're five, but my top books. One is a short story collection by Troy Onyango, For What Are Butterflies Without Their Wings. It's such a stunning short story collection. I feel like every story resonated with me. I still think about some of them till now. Yeah, I absolutely think everyone should read that short story collection. Then Tomorrow I Become a Woman by Awanose Odafen. I mean, if you have not read this book, please read it this year. Add it to your TBR list immediately because I think for me as a woman, I was really I was so moved by how the characters were written, especially the female characters and then the female friendships, but also what it simply means to be a woman. It's such a complicated situation, if I should put it that way. It's so complicated. The things that we've been conditioned to want, and you can't question them, but then anyway, just read the book. It's amazing. Then, As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Kator. This is the one from Syria. I love this one because it put a human face to war or what's happening in Syria. I felt like I understood it better now that I could connect to people. It's really a lovely read. I recommend it. Whispers from Vera by Goreti Kiomhendo. This particular one is from Uganda, representing. So it's one of my favorite books. It's fun, it's witty, it's such a light read. And I would encourage everyone, if you're not in Uganda, and you love Auntie Jennifer Nasubuga Makombi, this is another book by Ugandan that you should try, and let me know what you think about it. But I really enjoyed seeing myself in the book, how we talk, how we think about things and exclaim. It's such a fun read. Then Ruthless by Zara Christo Apia from Ghana. This one is so good. It's so good. It's domestic fiction. But what I can say is that it simply affirmed my notions about marriage being really complex, and there's a lot of breaking that happens between individuals, but it's really great. And I think I also loved it because having traveled to Accra last year, with some of the things the author was talking about, the places and the food, the things that I could recognize because I experienced them, and it was really fun reading a book with such that brought such memories to the front for me. Then Co-Wives and Co-Widows by Adrian Yabuza, translated by Rachel McGill. This one is from Central African Republic, and it's the bomb. If you're looking to read a translation, this should be on your list. It's fantastic. It's also a very light read, even if it covers very complex themes in it. I love that it breaks the stereotypes in so many ways. I won't give you spoilers, though I don't mind spoilers myself, but I will not give you spoilers. So please get this one and enjoy it. Then Dust Child by Nguyen Phan Quemai. I hope I pronounced the name right. This one is from Vietnam, and I love it because it was so insightful. It gave me an idea of what World War did to people in Vietnam, the effects of the war, and what it is like now for the people. I felt like I was in a history class, a very interesting history class, and I enjoyed it. Lastly, Cassandra by Violet Barungi. This one is from Uganda again. Now, this is a powerful story of a young lady growing into her identity, and, she doesn't want it to be tied to a man or anything like that until love comes knocking, and, well, But it's a fantastic read. I highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, those were some of my favorite reads from last year. Now, when I think about 2024, what I've been getting questions. What are your reading goals? I never really set reading goals, but one thing I'm intentional about doing this year is to read more Ugandan literature. So I will be talking about lots of fiction writers that I'm reading from Uganda, and also have I'll be hosting some of them on the podcast so that you get to hear from them and what their writing is all about. This for me is so I read more people from my country, but also so that the world gets to know that we have more writers away from Auntie Jennifer Nansov-Gamakombi. I love that she has really been carrying the banner with her 3 books, and I know she's working on a 4th novel, on a 4th book, not novel. That will be her 3rd novel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to really just exploring this. Exploring with Ugandan writers this year. I'm so excited. I've been reading some amazing books and I can't wait to share them on the podcast already. But yeah, that is it. I'm going to be very intentional about reading Ugandan books. So if you want to hear more of that, then I just stay on the podcast or follow me on Instagram and Twitter or X at RachelK29, and you will get all the book reviews. You will get to know who the writers are. Yeah, so thank you for joining me today on the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and invite other people to enjoy a bookish ride.